People thought that this was Raiden at the beginning, and I didn't even realize that it might be him. Even though I don't like to see Raiden without his thunder, if this even is Raiden, this could be interesting to see how human Raiden turns out to be maybe the next champion of Mortal Kombat, if he switched places with Liu Kang. I never thought that I would say this, but when this supposed Raiden character steps out of his home to look out into the field, it gave me a Mortal Kombat Deception feel. It reminded me of the conquest with young Shujinko. However, I know very well that Mortal Kombat isn't like what it used to be, so I won't be deceived by this presentation. Also, I'm actually pleasantly surprised to see how well the character designs are done. I despised the character designs or character face models in Mortal Kombat 11, and I hated the character designs in MKX as well. In MK11, it looks like they chose people to be character models of characters who don't even suit them. Scorpion looks wrong. Who chose this person and said, "Yep, this right here is Scorpion in the flesh"? And don't even get me started on Kung Lao's stupid face. I hated all the character designs in the previous two games. In this trailer though, I thought all of the characters I've seen so far look good. Kung Lao's face looks like Kung Lao. Scorpion looks interesting. I got a bit suspicious with Sub-Zero though. I didn't really like his design in both MKX and 11, so I'm keeping my guard up with this. This is definitely a warning sign. From Liu Kang's speech, it sounds like the game is going to be about making choices, and so there'll probably be a conquest mode in this game. Maybe I'm giving too much credit. It could even go back to how we previously had the character chapters, the character chapter based story, and the only choices you get are which side you want to pick. I'm personally not interested in making choices in a game, and having the story branch into multiple possibilities sounds like a way of future-proofing for more DLCs and money making. I'm okay with just experiencing the story as intended. I don't like multiple possibilities because it means that there's no set story until we see the intro of the next game. Now for the blood, gore and death. The fatalities. In the previous two games, I hated the sound design. I thought that it was a really poor job done. Generally, it didn't feel like there was any weight or meat to the characters. The sound is important to make it feel like you're hitting the character very hard. Do you see Liu Kang's fatality in MKX? He's jumping around on the forest floor, but it sounds like he's jumping around on wooden planks. When he splits the other character apart, it just doesn't feel like the sound fits properly. There's no sound of the two halves hitting the ground.
Liu Kang wins.
And the meat raining down. Go and compare the Test Your Might sounds from MK Deadly Alliance to MKX and MK11, and you tell me which one sounds better. The MKX and 11 sound designs are really, really poor. I think the sound designers need to get out of their bedrooms and go into the real world to hear how real sounds are. Have you ever heard the sound of a cow thrashing around and being tied down, and having its neck sliced open, and watching it bleed, and filling the street with blood, and its guttural groans of pain? You haven't. I have. and I know what it's supposed to sound like. So go out and see the world and learn how sounds actually sound. Bodies aren't made of squishy polystyrene. And it's not good enough to just take some meat and throw it on the floor and squelch it around between your fingers. That's not enough. I watched that sound engineering video from Mortal Kombat. I've seen how they take the meat and squish it around in their hands and listen for bone cracks and stuff. And it's actually not good enough. The end result of how you make these sounds is weak and poor. Everything in Test Your Might, whenever you break it, it just sounds so weak. It's not satisfying at all. You break all the woods, it sounds like you're breaking some small stick. It's terrible. There's no impact when your character hits the object. But when you go back to MK Deadly Alliance and the character crushes the item in front of him, you feel the impact of how hard it was. Do sound design properly. Get your act together. You're a big studio. Your studio is bigger than what you had in Midway. Why is your sound design worse? Make it better. In this trailer, it just looks like the same thing. Over-obsession with brutal massacres, but the sound that goes with it is too weak, and there's no feel of brutal impact. When Shang Tsung slams this person on the floor, it just sounds like he's slamming down a bag of jelly, and it explodes with minimum impact. It looks like that this part of the game isn't going to improve anytime soon, and that's a shame. I haven't heard anyone else talk about the sound design in this game. I haven't heard anyone criticize it. Maybe it's just me. But that goes for music as well. The music is absolutely terrible. There's no memorable music at all. But if you go back to the old Mortal Kombat games, each of the levels which you fight in, the stages, they had unique musics which were really good and memorable for each of the stages. You'd actually go and listen to them separately if you were somewhere else. At least don't have that BS where the ending of fatalities is in slow-mo. What you did in Mortal Kombat 11 when every time you perform a fatality and the ending of the fatality just goes really slow motion. That was dreadful and horrible. It takes away the pacing of the kill, the ending of the match. It's like Mortal Kombat went from a good bloody fighting game where you simply kill in the fights and end it with a finisher, to a game where psychos have taken over and they're trying to present their innermost depraved imaginations of how you can mutilate a human body. And right at the worst point, they want to drag it out for some psychotic reason. The goal was that the fatalities take too long. They're over-convoluted animations, and it's just acting out the depravity of its creators. And this trailer shows that it's just getting worse. Don't get me wrong, I grew up with Mortal Kombat. I'm no stranger to gore. I've seen things in real life that make you little faggots cry. What I'm saying is that Mortal Kombat went from killing your opponent in a simple gory finisher to getting too caught up in the details of how people can be mutilated. These finishes look like they were imagined by immature psycho people in a boardroom, with each of them going, "Oh yeah, yeah, yeah," and then when he splits his leg, yeah, and then his bone is sticking out, "Oh yeah, yeah, yeah," and how about you take the bone and shove it in their stomach and turn it around sideways? Oh, that would be really bad. No, how about you peel their skin? Oh, that would be so painful. Oh, how about you roll them up in a sandwich, but you break their bones along, you roll them up the wrong way, so that all of their bones break the wrong way. Oh, that would be so bad. I think Mortal Kombat has lost its direction. And it needs somebody who understands how it used to be to come in and direct it for them. Who better than the creators who used to do it, but for some reason they're failing. In my opinion, they're failing. I really like the part where Liu Kang goes, "You have chosen to defy peace." And then his voice goes really deep and it fills the room.
And you have chosen war with a dog.
That part, I just kept replaying it over and over because it was so cool. Okay, that kind of made me a little bit happy. But then what ruined it right after was seeing that Shang Tsung is a pre-order bonus. Why? Why are you making a main character a pre-order bonus? Why do you have to try to scrounge every penny out of our wallets? Just include him as a character in the game. He's a why? I can't think of a reason why you have to pay for Shang Tsung, or why you have to do something extracurricular for Shang Tsung. He's an OG Mortal Kombat character. Why do you have to buy him? Why do you have to buy characters in the first place? I hate in the character select screens where some characters are locked behind a paywall. You highlight over the character and it's like, oh, press X to purchase this character. When before, the characters used to be locked and you used to have to do something in the game to try and unlock them, or collect coins to go buy their grave from the crypt to unlock them. You know what? I think I'm expecting too much. And I think that this game is just not going to be the way that I would hope it would be. I guess I'll wait for the next trailer and see what it's like. I'm still going to follow it. I hate Mortal Kombat now. I hate what it's become. I hate what NetherRealm Studios does. I hate all the political nonsense that they've put in the recent Mortal Kombat games. But I grew up with Mortal Kombat. I still have to I feel like I still have to follow it. I have to see where it's going. I have to see what the next game is about, what they do. And I'm condemned to this. Maybe one day I'll give up on it. I hope so, because I don't think it's going to get better.